Good evening and welcome everybody. Today is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I did not have tacos, but I hope you did. My name is Jesse and this is Questionable Sports. I will be your host. Let's not forget that this is my show. I do what I want. All right, welcome again. So, it's Tuesday. You know how we start this off every Tuesday and Thursday. Let's cheers. And yes, I'm still repping the Cowboys all day, every day. I bleed blue. There we go. Hits the spot after a long day of work, I tell you that much. All right. What we got going on today? I already welcomed y'all, so welcome. And then, what happened to the Cowboys? What happened? What? I'll talk a little bit about that. Um, who's first in the East? NFL craziness. Saturday recap. AP poll. Scott's gonna be joining me like every Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's some days he may not make it, but it's all gravy. I'll do my best. He's got to have something to talk about. Question of the day, and of course this is my show, so I'll always have the last word. So, how you doing today, Mom? Thank you for joining. Right on time. So, again, first thing we're going to talk about, of course, is the Dallas Cowboys. Terrible, terrible, terrible loss. And trust me, I know I was there live. I seen it. I seen the ass whooping live. So, wasn't fun, but it was fun. I'm not going to lie, man. Every sporting event, I mean, you want to go to see your team win, but you're not going to go and watch every game they're going to win. So, you're going to root for them to win. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But it is what it is. They got a good ass whooping. So, starting off, I just want to say the defense sucked ass. God dang. I'm telling you what, that defense was one of the worst defense I've seen since they played Green Bay last week or last year in the playoffs. That was the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a long time. And it's coming from the Cowboys. We were so hyped week one talking about how great this defense looks. And, people's already hyped, jumping on a Super Bowl bandwagon already. You know how the Cowboys are, especially Cowboy fans. What's going on, Cream? Thank you for joining. Yeah, Mom, you win some, you lose some, but you fight. You live to fight another day. But yeah, like I was saying, the defense, oh my God. It's crazy. I'm sitting next to him. I don't even know the guy. We're just chit-chatting because I've been drinking and I talk to everybody when I drink. My wife gets mad at me sometimes for it. Yeah, Cowboys has no running game. And they actually did pretty well. They actually, I'm not going to say they really pretty. I'm lying. I'm trying to cover for the Cowboys on the running game. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But I think Cowboys was knocked out of this game within the first quarter. It just didn't seem like the defense was ready to play. They didn't come out there to stop anything. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass. They wouldn't get no pressure on the quarterback. And one thing that was pissing me off. Now, I rant a little bit every now and then. Not every now and then. But I'm going to rant just a little bit here. So, like I was saying, I'm in the stands next to, a dude I didn't even know. And me and him both said, watch they're going to go to the outside. Boom, get to the outside. They're not holding the outside. The corners are not holding the outside. You push them back into the inside. Let the linebackers, let the defensive ends or the defense come and swarm to them. The defensive ends are not holding the outside. The outside linebackers are not holding the outside. Everybody's getting pushed in and they're getting taken outside. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then on top of that, to slow all that down, that over pursuing, they started doing screen passes. They scored on an easy. God damn, that screen pass that they scored on. It wouldn't have scored on any other team. I tell you that right now. It's just the over pursuing of the defense. I'm not even looking at my notes. I'm just going off the top of my head of what's going on. What happened at the Cowboys game? It was just so piss poor. Y'all heard me talk plenty of times about me playing football in high school. And one thing that they always told me in high school is you keep your outside arm free and use the sideline as your friend. Now, these bitch corners were getting blocked up and down the field by these receivers. And most times receivers don't even like blocking. So you sitting there telling me that you're getting pushed around by receivers that don't even want to block. I was like, oh my goodness. So they sit there and they sat down 21 Carson and put in Lewis, and then he started getting thrown on. They were throwing all over on him. So, and then they throw that one deep ass pass, and Wilson, running back there, lost his hell, couldn't find the ball in the air. So that yeah, I'm starting off bad, but that's how I felt. I'll tell you that much. It was a piss poor defense performance. What's crazy? The offense didn't play any better, but what's even crazier than that, there's people who are actually blaming Dak for the loss. I've heard people saying, oh, it's Dak's fault. He had 2 interceptions. 1, his receiver slipped and fell. 2, he forced the second one to CD. And of course, you're going to be like, okay, he's trying to give his top receiver the ball. But sometimes, Dak does that where he tries to force it to CD a little bit too much. It happened in the Packers game. It happened last week in the Browns game when he was trying to do some quick slants to CD, and they already knew they were going to CD. So he just, but he ain't got no other receivers. Cook's not getting open. Excuse me, Tolbert's not getting open. Tight end's barely getting open. He had actually pretty good game. The tight end. Damn it, what is his name? I forgot his name. The backup though, he's not the starter. But yeah, like I said, playing defense, you have to have a mindset of, I ain't gonna lie, I hated tackling. Like, I'm not a tackler. I didn't go out there and I'm not trying to light you up. But my thing is, if as a defensive back, if my receiver in front of me, if he don't catch the ball, I ain't gotta tackle him. So I remember, we've all, if any of y'all ever play sports, when you lose, it's terrible. You fucking hate it. I know I did. And I remember when I lost to my inside rival, South Grand Prairie, and I was devastated, man. I'm talking about, I hated losing, and especially losing to your rivals. I got my mind reset. Anybody who played football with me in high school knew I was a cocky son of a bitch. But then after that game, when I had to reset my head and reset everything, I was like, all right, that ain't happening again. I'm not finna get out of alignment and get my ass burnt for a touchdown. That's what happened. I got burned for a touchdown. What happened to Zeke? Nothing happened to Zeke. He ain't running the ball. They're not giving no holes to open the ball. But then I was saying this on Sunday when I was talking to random people, because that's what I was doing, because I was drinking a lot. Mike McCarthy's offense is not a great offense. We're seeing this already the last 2 years. If it wasn't for the defense, if the defense ain't stopping nobody, like we saw yesterday, or not yesterday, Sunday, and we saw the playoff game, we're losing the game. We're not winning. The offense, for some reason, is not clicking when the defense is not clicking. So it's not fun. It's not fun. We got Ravens coming up. I know we'll talk more about that on Thursday, 7:15 showtime. We'll talk more about Cowboys-Ravens game coming up that on Thursday. But again, it's just not fun to see that your team at home. You don't get beat at home 40. I don't even remember the score. I just remember it was bad. 49. What was the score? 49. It was something like that. And you're not supposed to have that happen. Yeah, okay, it might be a long season. You know what though? Long seasons means that's a good thing, because when football season's over, it's kind of boring. But let's do this for the Cowboys. Ooh, that sounded good, didn't it? Cheers to the Cowboys. Come on, Cowboys. I know you can get the shit turned around. But you know what pisses me off too? Like when let me take this drink because I'm thirsty. You know what pisses me off too? Go back. Is when they do their press conference, I'm not sure if that's how they're told to talk, but they're always, oh, we just got to get better next week. We just got to get better next week. I remember when I had that, we got to get better. I got to get better. I got to start with myself before I can start talking about anybody else. Like, I was telling my wife that same day, I was like, we don't have them hard-nosed players that we used to have. We used to growing up, like, at least for me, growing up watching Russell Maryland, Tony Casillas, Ken Norton Jr. We did have pretty boys like Deion Sanders, but we had Brock Marion, Darian Woodson. Remember on that defense? We had Leon Lett. On offense, we had Mark Stepnoski, Larry Allen. On defense, what's it? Tony Tolbert. Man, we had some defensive players. Yeah, okay, we're not going crazy. I'm not jumping off the ship. I'm not jumping off Cowboys bandwagon by any means. I'm not going crazy, but it's just frustrating when you see a team that 1 week they look awesome, the next week they look terrible. There's no consistency, and that's what frustrates. I know for me it does, and I'm sure other Cowboys fans. I said if we would have lost, it was a close game. If we would have lost, I would have been like, damn, that was a badass game. That was a good game. But it wasn't even like that. It was just a straight up ass whooping. On top of that, enough with the Cowboys. I want to talk about the New Orleans fans. I mean, New Orleans fans are pretty cool. I met a few in my lifetime. I've never had an issue with them. I mean, they came in. They're going to be cheering for the team just like we're cheering for our team. They were saying, talking shit like any other team. Cowboys fans talk shit. They talk shit, but they weren't like being obnoxious about it. I didn't think. New Orleans are cool people, so shout out to them. It was funny because I was leaving the stadium and it was a New Orleans fan there, and he was wearing an LSU, and I was talking to him, telling him how I didn't like Brian Kelly. I was like, I got nothing against LSU. I just don't like the coach, and he was like, I don't like the coach either. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, like I said, it was fun. I enjoy going to the Cowboys game. Don't enjoy when they lose, but I do enjoy going to the Cowboys game. I drink a little bit too much when I go, though. I don't know why. Think it's a habit. Oh, one thing I did wanted to say, I see it right here, is why weren't they playing Overshown? I mean, I wasn't watching the telecast, so maybe y'all know some more about it, why Overshown wasn't playing a lot. Like like the first play of the game, he was damn near in the backfield, and after that, you rarely saw him anymore. I saw him substituting in and out, but why not keep him in? He's been one of our best linebackers. Yeah, that's true. We did get punched in the mouth, and let's see let's see how they got a tough game against the Ravens, so they're gonna get punched in the mouth again with the run game. So we'll see how they handle that. But yeah, so moving on. So who was the first in the NFC East? This is crazy. In first place is the Washington Commanders. I'm gonna call them the wrong name. Washington Commanders are in first place in the NFC East. Then it's the Eagles, then the Cowboys, then the Giants. So, it's crazy to sit there and think that Washington's in first place. I don't think they're a bad team. I don't think they're a great team. I don't think they're gonna win. I think they're just they had not an easy schedule. Their first game was tough, but their second game was against the Giants. Eagles lost in the last drive, which was, I didn't see the game. I didn't finish watching the game. I had to get ready for bed because I'm old. But I did watch the highlights today, and that drive was nice. It was like everybody's been saying, it was easy to drive down the field for the Atlanta. The Eagles didn't try to stop them at all, it seems like. But yeah, I still think it's going to be Cowboys Eagles fighting for that first place position, and then whoever doesn't get the first place is going to be fighting for that wild card. I just don't see Washington or Giants in the top two. So moving on to the NFL craziness. So what's crazy is, this is what I heard today, and it's crazy to hear, is seven favorite teams that were favored to win lost. And I'm going to name the games. The Lions over the Bucks. Lions were favored. Colts over the Packers. The Colts were favored. 49ers over the Vikings. Cowboys over New Orleans. Raiders over Raven. Rams over Arizona. Falcons over the Eagles were over the Falcons. So I heard Scotty join. What's going on, Scotty?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Just talking about how some of the games that were upsets. There was 7 or 8, 7 or 8. I mean, that's 7. 7 games that were upset. The
Yeah.
teams that were supposed to win lost. So
Yeah.
I was just going over that. And then we had a bunch of injuries. I'm just gonna go over the injuries real quick. Some of the main injuries, not every injury that went on, but yeah, Debo Samuel's calf, he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. Isaiah Pachinko, he broke his fibula, he's going to be out for a while. Joe Nixon, ankle, he's going to be out for a while. Graham Gano, kicker for the Giants, Scotty, you should know, he got hurt
Yeah.
the first play of the game.
They signed a kicker today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Very nice. The Foster Buckner, he has a high ankle sprain. And the one that everybody's been talking about, of course, is Tua and his concussion. Now, that concussion, if I may say so myself, did not look good. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny about this, but when he went down and he started throwing up gang signs, that's not a good thing. And it wasn't even like he got hit. He went head on, to the safety, and he's the one that got knocked out. When it becomes that easy, that's something that you need to really question your life and your career. I remember RG3 taking those hits and getting concussions, and he decided he needed to call it quits because he wanted to raise a family and not have to worry about CTE and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
my mom said hi, Scotty. I know what she meant when she said hi, Scotty, but I know she meant hi, Scotty.
Hello.
So, but yeah, so that's. What do you think about that, Scotty? About the Tua thing? If you want to chime in on that.
He can't take it too many more of those hits. He's, like you said, he's gonna have to decide if it's gonna be his time to throw in the towel or take the risk of
Yep.
being worse.
And my thing, I know he loves football. I know he loves playing it. But at the end of the day, you do have to think about your life and after football, because after football, that's when your life really starts. Yeah, you're getting paid all this money, but I hate for somebody to have brain damage, and you seen them playing on the football field, and you saw when they took their last hit.
Yeah.
You hate to see that. And
Hey.
I don't want to see that for Tua. And we've seen him plenty of times get knocked out. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks get hurt, but not clearly get knocked out like that,
Yeah.
So it's something that, it's not my decision. It's his decision. And I just hope he makes the right one for himself and it's for his family. I'm not sure if he's married or if he has kids or anything like that, but something he needs to really think about.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, the breaking news, was it today or yesterday? About the Panthers benching Bryce Young and making Andy Dalton the starting quarterback for week 3. Now, I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be any better.
No, I don't think so.
So.
I guess it can't be any worse, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not just that's the thing, it's not just the quarterback's fault. He's not getting no blocking on the offensive line, no run game, none of the receivers are getting open. Who are his receivers? Thielen? And I think he's hurt right now. And then their defense ain't stopping shit.
Nope.
It's not just the quarterback's fault. They're sitting there blaming the quarterback like, hey, you know what? We gotta put a blame on somebody. It's blaming on the quarterback. It's not always the quarterback's fault.
No.
Look, got me crying about it. I got something. I got something. But before we move on to Saturdays, let me go over one more thing. I'm gonna go over the player of the weeks for the NFL. For the quarterback, Geno Smith had a hell of a week. He went 33 for 44, 327, and 1 touchdown. Running backs, Josh Jacobs had 151 yards on 32 carries, but he didn't score no touchdowns, so he only got his fantasy team 15 points. If you're a fantasy guru, Alvin Kamara had 115 yards with 3 touchdowns, so he put some points up for you.
Yep.
And the receiver is Nico Collins, 8 receptions for 135 and a touchdown. So those are my players of the week for the NFL. But I know the reason Scotty got on is because he wants to talk some college football.
Yeah, I talk about Giants first before we
go ahead.
switch over
Go ahead, say what you got to say.
college. I was gonna kind of recap the game.
Okay, I'm all.
The
Everybody's
Giants,
listening.
Giants lost again. Another 0-2 start. Their kicker got hurt on the opening kickoff, and they don't have backup. They signed, I forget who it was, from Minnesota today. I forget his name. So they went the whole game without a kicker. Um, so they scored. Actually, the offense looked kind of somewhat decent. Can't blame this one on Daniel Jones. He had three touchdown passes. One of them to Malik Neighbors got his first touchdown. And then of course they had to go for 2 points every time, and I don't think they got any of them. And then they had to go for it on fourth down twice. One time they got a touchdown, and the other time Malik Neighbors actually dropped the pass. And then defense just looked like crap. They didn't show up. Offensive line actually looked better than they have in a long time, so
That's a good thing.
that's a good thing. But then again, Washington doesn't really have much of a pass rush either. So
Didn't they get rid of all their pass rushers? Washington.
yeah, for the most part, I mean they didn't really have anybody.
Yeah.
So Malik Neighbors caught, I think 67% of the passes were thrown to Malik Neighbors.
Dang.
So
He's become the primary target.
Yeah, well, they knew he was going to be number one receiver.
Okay.
When they drafted him. But Giants did set a record over the weekend.
What was that?
It was the first time in NFL history that a team scored 3 touchdowns and lost to another team that didn't score any.
Oh, that's right, because Washington kicked like 7 field goals or 6
they had 7 field goals.
Oscar said Browns are going to get their ass whooped by the Giants. No, Browns are going to whoop Giants' ass. I'm sorry. My dyslexia just switched that all up. So
Probably.
Browns played better. I saw that they won last week, and I was reading a little thing on them. They said they offense played a whole lot better. So yeah, if that's who the Giants are playing, they better be ready.
They're playing Cleveland this week.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about that on Thursday. Right now, it's time to move on to college football Saturday recap. Y'all in the chat, let me know what games y'all watch, what games you want to talk about. I know what some of y'all want to talk about. We talk about that later on. I ain't in no hurry. But how about that K-State Arizona game? That was a really good. K-State looked really good. They made me Arizona. They made me look bad because I went for Arizona. I was saying Arizona was gonna win.
Yeah, I think I might have picked Arizona.
No, I think you said K-State. I think you said K-State. I haven't looked. I have to go back and look.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think you said K-State. I was like Arizona. And at that point, when I was watching this game or when I had it on, I was like, man, these people on this damn chat gonna think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because every time I say, oh, this team's gonna win, they lose. I was like, man, these people gonna be like, why am I listening to this son of a bitch? He don't know a damn thing about sports. Well, if you think that way, go opposite what I say. After that, I think I almost got all of them right that I was rooting for, except the South Carolina. I was going for South Carolina over LSU.
Yeah, I kind of wanted LSU to win that
one. Like I said earlier when I was talking about the New Orleans fans and I saw a guy in a LSU jersey. I don't have nothing wrong with LSU. I just don't like Brian Kelly. I don't like what he did to Notre Dame. I don't like because I'm a Notre Dame fan and he just messed that whole thing up. He messed that whole the team up. You know, he just didn't do what he was signed to do, and then he goes and leaves, and he didn't have a good record at Notre Dame. He went to a bigger. I mean, I guess I can't knock him from going to a better school, but
yeah,
I just don't like it. Go ahead, Scott. What game were you watching? What game did you like, or what game did you talk about?
Another Missouri was a good game.
Oh, Missouri Boston College.
Um,
Yep.
Boston College. Yeah, it was closer than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, Boston College showed up to play.
Yeah. I think Boston College may be
Won.
the
It
real
was
deal.
21-27,
Yep.
Missouri.
Yep. I think they may be a real deal. I'm not going to say they're gonna be like a big champion or anything like that, but they got a really
Yeah.
solid team, and their defense I think is what's really holding them together.
Oh yeah, for sure. They were what score? They went held the first 2 weeks, or was it three? Yeah, first 2 weeks they were shutouts.
Yeah. So
Boston College was the first scorer.
dang. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about Boston to watch Boston College to see what they're gonna do more. Like I said, I don't see them being more in a championship talk or not even in a playoff talks. But who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
I
You
mean
never know.
they won the ACC.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be crazy. I don't see that happen, but it'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they could beat Miami. Cam Ward he's on fire right now.
Yeah. Miami's that's the team to beat. Clemson didn't play this past week, so we don't know how they're
Yeah.
gonna do. What about the Georgia Kentucky game? If you like defense, that was a defensive game. If you were like
Yeah.
poor
That was
offense,
a
that's what
that
that
was
game
a
was about.
crazy game.
But you know what's crazy? All Kentucky had to do was just score one touchdown. Like
Mhm.
any of their field goals that they went down there, they could have. If one of them would have been a touchdown, they would have won.
Yeah.
I think where they messed up too is at the end they punted the ball with like 3 minutes or something left instead of trying to get the first down.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
on the fourth down. Yeah.
I was like,
They should have went for
they
it.
should have went for it. I'm sorry, you're trying to upset a team. You have to you got to take risks because they're just not going to hand you the. I mean, Georgia almost did hand them the win, but they're not going to
Yeah.
hand you the win. And I guess they were hoping to get the ball back again, but never did. Just never did.
Nope.
Go ahead, Scotty. What you got next? What else team did you
Uh,
watch?
see. I mean, Notre Dame finally showed up again.
Yep.
They dominated Purdue, and then Tennessee just killed Kent State. Well,
They
it
had
was Kent State,
66
but
points in the first half.
yeah,
Like, God, it's crazy. Tennessee's going to
yeah,
be the team to watch here in the next couple of weeks. They actually got. I mean, I know we're going to talk about this on Thursday, but they got Oklahoma this week, so that's going to be a really good game. I highly recommend if you want to watch Oklahoma get their ass whooped. That's the game to watch until we get to Texas OU.
yep. I mean, Miami dominated.
Yeah, Miami dominated.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss dominated. Alabama dominated Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
But now we're now these next few weeks we're going to start weeding out these teams that are dominating. They're going to start playing harder competition. They're going to start getting into their conference plays.
Yep.
You're not going to be having Tennessee playing Kent State. You're going to have Tennessee playing again Oklahoma. They got Georgia somewhere down the road. They got Alabama down the road. You got Alabama about to play Georgia. So
Alabama, Georgia, 2 weeks.
Yep. So we're gonna start seeing these games that are gonna be like, oh, I can't wait. And still, the week that everybody's excited about is October 12th. Yes, Mom, we know Longhorns dominated. Yeah. I don't have a boo thing, so we'll just do that. Oregon State. Oregon finally woke up. I said it though, did I not say it Thursday? It's like it might be a close game in the first half, and after that, Oregon's gonna finally wake up, and I think that's what's finally happening.
Yeah. I don't know who they have next week off to work, but
I think for the next couple of weeks they got an easy schedule until they get to October 12th when they get to I think they play Penn State, right? Or it's Ohio State, Oregon, Ohio State.
Couple of weeks they play Ohio State.
Yeah, so I mean it's coming. It's coming. Like I said,
I think that'll be both of their Ohio State and Oregon's first test because Ohio State really haven't played anyone. They didn't play last week.
No, they didn't play last week. I thought I lost you there, Scotty. You got quiet. I was like, what happened? um, but now I know this is what y'all been wanting to hear. Let's talk about the Longhorns. How y'all think the Longhorns did? Scotty, if you want me to start or you want to start?
You can start.
Okay. I'm gonna say this right now. Archie Manning looked good.
Yeah.
Now
I'm gonna talk about him in a little
the
bit
question is,
when I did my top players of the week.
okay. I ain't gonna throw no stats out there then. I'm just gonna say this though. What if, because Archie Manning's gonna start next week, because Ewers is still out.
Yeah.
What if he has a hell of a game? And then they got Mississippi State. And who are you gonna play? You gonna still rest Ewers to get ready for the Texas OU game? Or are you gonna get Ewers in there and possibly get hurt again? Because he's injury prone. And what if Archie Manning has another good game? Now what? You're gonna take a hot player to put in a player who hasn't played in a couple of weeks. You know, even though Ewers is the Heisman, one of the Heisman hopefuls, Archie can easily jump in that mix. Now, if you want my opinion, I think you gotta bring your quarterback back, your starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be the best choice. At least maybe not against Mississippi State, but for Oklahoma for sure.
Oh yeah, he's got to come back for Oklahoma. Like you can't not send him, because then he's got to be ready for that Georgia game. Because I'm not gonna, nothing's for sure, especially in college football. I'll tell you that right now. But I can see Texas being undefeated going into Georgia.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the only challenge will be Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Louisiana Monroe this week.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, Texas defensively again dominated. Defense is solid. I like the way they're playing. They're playing a whole lot better than they did last year. Again, Steve Sarkisian, he knows what he's doing with his quarterbacks, and I'm glad he's actually sitting Manning and let him be behind Ewers, so he can get the learning experience and stuff like that. Ewers got hurt. He's in the game. He's learning a lot. So, Mom said, she said Archie's taking it all the way. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'll sit him, let him and put in Ewers and let Ewers finish out the season. You know,
yeah,
he's been playing well. He just got hurt. Unfortunately, he's a piece of glass. He breaks it. He's always been hurt. He's been hurt every season.
Yeah, he's kind of injury prone.
Oh yeah, I mean you're right, Kareem. Just like Pittsburgh, Fields, they're winning with Fields. Are you gonna when Russell comes back next week, or I don't know if he's ready next week or not? Are you gonna put Russell in? You're gonna keep Justin Fields in? I keep Justin Fields in. If you're winning, why not?
Yeah.
The thing about NFL is you got to go with the hot hand. College, I mean, if you're playing like they're playing a nobody this week, they're playing Mississippi State, who's been terrible, so that they can play Archie. But when you get to Oklahoma,
they're playing Louisiana Monroe this week,
and then Mississippi State next week, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Next week, yeah, and then Monroe, yeah. So yeah, Monroe this week, Mississippi State next week, and then they have a bye week. That's right, they have a bye week. Then it's so Ewers got some time to come back. He's got some time to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how serious the strain of his abdomen is. You gotta stop doing so many crunches. But yeah, I think to me you have to put your Ewers back. But I like controversy, so play Manning. One game. Oh no, Scott, do you have anything else on that Texas game?
No, I think that's.
One game that I wanted to talk about, and I talked about on Thursday, was the Colorado and the Colorado State game. I told you Colorado was gonna come back. Nobody wanted to believe me. I mean, but you're talking about an ass whooping. They put it on Colorado State. Like, it wasn't even close. I was like, damn. Like, I was hoping for a game like last year where they were going back and forth and, you know,
Yeah.
but it wasn't even like that. Wasn't even like that.
No,
So
Colorado had something to prove.
yeah, like I said this. Their defense has gotten way better than last year. Now their offensive line not it's still questionable, but Sanders did not get sacked this last week. But then again, Colorado's not a great team, so I'm not going to sit there
Yeah.
and make it seem like it was a great thing. But uh, we'll see. Unfortunately, again, we'll talk about this on Thursday. Colorado's playing Baylor this week, and they're going to have Colorado's going to take a loss with that one. But
That'll actually probably be a pretty good game.
yeah, I hope so. Uh, anything else, Scotty?
No, just just watch out for Nebraska. They're
No. Oh, we're
three
not gonna
now.
talk about it yet. But Thursday, we'll talk about it Thursday. Don't get me excited about Thursday. You'll get me talking about Thursday stuff before I even want to get there. You said Nebraska, and I was already gonna talk about the game for Friday night. But
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one too.
yeah, let's not talk about it yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. That's Thursday, 7:15. But moving on, let's talk about the AP poll.
All right.
Let me pull that up real quick. Where am I going? Right here.
Of course, the biggest news is Texas moves up to number one. Georgia drops after barely beating
Yeah, Kentucky. I mean, but
Kentucky.
I've been said before, Texas should have been number one a long time ago. You know,
Yeah,
I've been saying this all along.
yeah, they looked first two games they looked way more dominant than Georgia did. I think they were going by last year.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm
They're
lying.
still
I'm lying. I didn't say because
still high out them from last year,
um,
but they're definitely not the same team this year.
they're not. They are definitely not the same team. Um, but I also think Georgia's been playing down to their competition. I mean, you gotta look when they play
Yeah,
Clemson, and the hype was real. They're like, oh, Clemson. So this team's
yeah,
coming in, so they played up to Clemson, thinking that Clemson was going to be all this badass team, and they blow them out. And then the next two games, they got really nobody. They're playing nobody, so they're playing down to the competition. I'm not saying Kentucky's a nobody. Kentucky's could be a solid team, but
yeah,
I still think they may have played down. Now they can get through Alabama because that's their next big test. Then that Texas Georgia game is going to be awesome. But if Alabama beats them, how far does Georgia drop? You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, I can see them dropping 7
Alabama will
positions.
probably jump up to number two.
Yeah, Alabama number 2. I can see Georgia dropping to probably 9, 10.
Yeah,
So they're still a good team. I'm not going to sit there and say they're not, but they're not last year's team. And last year's
no.
team didn't even make it to the national championship game.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Texas. After they get past Georgia, if they can get past Georgia, they have a nice little. Not gonna say easy because every team's gonna show up to play because they're gonna want to try to knock off number one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But until they get to Texas A&M game, and if you look at the top 25, who just snuck back into the top 25? Fucking Texas A&M.
Yep.
Sneaking right back in. They always find a way. They're gonna win the next couple of games. I'm not sure who they're playing. I don't know their schedule. I can look it up right here.
They play Florida. All right, that was last week. They play
I'm looking right now. They play Bowling Green and Arkansas.
Bowling Green and Arkansas, and then Missouri.
Then Missouri. So they're gonna win the next two. I'm gonna tell you this right now. They're gonna win Bowling Green and Arkansas, and then they got to play this big name or the high ranked team, and end up losing, and then drop right back down. So then they'll play. So that's A&M for you. They just don't show up for big games.
Yeah.
Like they will play everybody. They'll play everybody. They're supposed to. They will beat the team they're supposed to, but the teams that really matters, they can't step up to the plate. So, before we talk anymore, let me do the question of the day so people can start if anybody wants to answer. I got who's your favorite player of all time? So just think about that. Who's your favorite player? Be any sport, any from high school. I mean, if you have a favorite player from high school, that's fine. College, pros, any sports, any country, soccer. It don't matter. Just let me know who your favorite team or player is of all time. So I'll give you time to think about that. But going back to the AP polls, what's crazy is the coaches poll. They still got Texas number 2, Georgia number 1, and these are actual
Yeah.
coaches. These are the coaches that are making these polls. Not the AP poll is the press that are doing the polls for the AP poll. So it's kind of similar, but at the same time, it's crazy that they didn't move Texas to number 1.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just shows you the respect that they have. Because look, Georgia got 42 round first ranked votes, and Texas only got 10. So that just shows you the respect
Yeah.
a lot of the coaches have for Georgia, and the disrespect they have for Texas.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. Let's see. I'm looking at the board. Notre Dame moved up a spot. Missouri dropped a spot and they won. And that don't make well. I mean, Tennessee played hella good, so you can't really get mad at that.
Yeah. Clemson moved up one and they didn't play.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Illinois wasn't ranked last week.
Yep.
They're 24 now.
Yep. So
Northern Illinois moved up 2 spots to 23.
and they didn't play.
No, they didn't play.
Northern Illinois is not even in the coaches poll though.
No.
But they got UNLV in there. Like, I mean, UNLV. I'm not gonna say they're not good, but I don't even know who they really played. I'll look right now. Houston. They beat Kansas. So I guess Kansas was ranked at one point.
Kansas kind of fell off.
And that's what's crazy, man, because they didn't really lose much.
Yeah, they didn't look great though.
Yeah. So I don't know. The 2 teams that dropped out of the ranking was Arizona. They're 20. They were 20, and Boston College were 24. Which I don't even think. Honestly, I don't even think Boston College should have dropped out just because they lost. You're gonna bump them out. I was like, they played a number 6 ranked team at the time,
and they did well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm seeing it differently. Maybe I'm seeing the fact that I'm watching. I'm not necessarily watching every game. I can't watch every game, but if you play a team that's higher ranked than you and you play them close, why are you going to lose spots? Why are you going to get knocked out? Maybe to bring somebody else in. I see that, but at the same time, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois beat Kansas.
What's up, friendship? Mom, you like Roger Staubach? Roger, I mean, you grew up watching him. Roger the Dodger. I didn't know him. Kareem, you said Raul. What are you talking about? Mortal Kombat? Is that what you're talking about? not Mortal Kombat. Not Mortal Kombat. What is that? Street Fighter. You talking about Street Fighter, Kareem? That's your favorite all time? What you call it? What's up, friendship? Friendship. If you missed the question of the day, it's what is your all time favorite player? It could be anything. As you can see, Kareem. I said athletes, or not athletes, but sports. But Kareem said a video game. He liked doing a dual kick. But yeah, going back to looking at the AP polls and stuff like that. Penn State dropped and they didn't even play. They dropped 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking. The only thing I am knocking about is Boston College. I think that's the only thing that kind of like irks me a little bit because they played a team good. They played a good team. Down to the wire, and it wasn't just it wasn't like a team that was 23, 24. You're a top 10 team. You're playing against, and you're taking them to the wire. So, but other than that, I kind of, I'm not really disagreeing with anything from the AP, our coaches post. So, anything else, Scotty? You see anything on there that you like or don't like?
No, it's Illinois. I mean, they haven't really played anybody. I mean, they beat Kansas, but
Yeah,
Kansas isn't ranked.
yeah. Kareem said Street Fighter. He said, "Don't judge me."
Yeah,
Tex, it could be any sports. It could be hockey, soccer. Any what's it called? As they say, genre. Is that how you say it? Did I say that right?
genre.
Genre. Yeah, it could be any genre. You could be any time. My mom said Roger Staubach. Um, Kareem just likes playing Raul with Street Fighter, so that's his favorite of all time. Troy Polamalu, Texas, is really good. I used to love watching him play. God, when he used to jump the snap right when the snap was, and he would be everywhere on the field. I remember seeing when
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember when he dove and caught that ball with his fingertips under the ball. Oh, when they showed it in slow motion, I was like, that was a badass interception. That's a play that I will remember. I'm like, this dude was like, and he ran full speed. No matter where he was running, he was running full speed. And he that catch, I'm like, oh my gosh, that interception. And then when he jumped the line and sacked the quarterback right when the ball was snapped,
Yeah.
he blocked a couple of field goals doing that too. He's just athletic dude, and I mean, I used to hate it because again they used to play the Cowboys, and I didn't hate him as a person. I just like, God damn, this guy's too damn good. He's good. He's everywhere. That's when the Pittsburgh had a good defense too. They had Ryan Clark. They had Greg Lloyd. Who else they used to have? They had yeah, he was a beast. You're right. He was a beast. All right, Scotty. Who's your favorite player or anybody that you just love to watch for growing up or even now?
My favorite player of all time is, of course, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, LT, crazy. That some bitch was crazy. I
Yeah,
remember.
he always did.
I remember when he broke. He didn't try to. He sacked Theismann and broke his
Yeah,
leg.
he knocked out a lot of QBs
Yeah, he
in
did
his
knock out a
time.
lot. Oh, who was that quarterback he threw on the ground? He literally swung him and threw him on the ground. Who was that
uh,
quarterback? I remember he used to do Randall Cunningham bad too.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But who was that quarterback? Man, this dude literally just like grabbed the quarterback and just like swung him and threw him to the ground. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's a beast. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing about it is like he wasn't even like a pass rusher full time. He would take away half the field. Like you couldn't run his side, you couldn't like throw the
Yeah.
ball to his side. Like he would take away half
Well,
the
because
field.
he didn't feel any pain because he'd always have a fifth of vodka and a couple lines of coke before each game, so he didn't feel anything.
Yeah. And Kareem said it's head and shoulders that gave Troy Polamalu his powers. um, my all-time favorite player was Michael Irvin. I know he was on coke too, doing all that stuff, but growing up, man, just seeing his enthusiasm, his intensity, and I used to see like there was like Michael Irvin still at practice. He'd be the last one at practice, still catching balls, and um, they talked about how he was a diva, but at the same time, he was out there practicing. He was putting in that work. They didn't call him the playmaker for nothing. He wasn't the fastest guy out there, but he had some good hands, and I mean, he was always getting open on third downs. So I mean, a lot of people forget that they call him playmaker not just because he used to make plays, it's because he was always getting open. Um, Eli Manning, what the hell are you talking about, Eli Manning? We don't talk about Eli Manning around here. Maybe Scott does.
Yeah. Next, the next Hall of Fame inductee.
I see that. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in there. Eli Manning's gonna be in there. It's just crazy because when you look at Eli, man, he doesn't look like a person that's you can sit there and be like, oh, he used to be a quarterback in the NFL. You look at him sideways.
Yeah, he's goofy looking, but
Yeah.
got two Super Bowl MVPs, so
Yep. Yeah, cocaine does help, Kareem. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
yeah.
Tech said Kobe for the NBA. This might be a little controversial, but Josh Hamilton for MLB. I didn't grow up watching NHL, so I can't say. You know, Josh Hamilton. I mean, I know he has some issues outside of baseball, but when he was with the Rangers, that dude was a stud.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
oh, she said she thought you were gonna say Eli Manning, but you gotta remember,
Uh,
Mom. Scotty's older. Scotty's older than me. Well, he don't know he's older than me. Scotty's younger than me. So he been watching. He's been a Giants fans for a long time. So of course, yeah, he's got Eli, but Giants had a lot of great players. Like Tiki Barber, I'm about to say,
yeah.
um, Plaxico Burris. I'm not gonna say he was a all
Yeah.
time,
Victor Cruz.
but Victor
Uh,
Cruz, yeah, Odell
the other
Beckham.
one,
So
Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg.
yeah. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, Josh Hamilton, text. I liked him when he was here. It sucks that team did not win the World Series back to back and couldn't win. I almost want to cry.
Yeah.
I almost want to cry about it, but then I just remembered the Rangers won the World Series last year. So Rangers are. I'm good. I'm good with the Rangers for at least 10 years. Kobe is by far one of my favorite players. Um, but nothing against Kobe, but I think me growing up, I watched a lot of Michael Jordan too. So I just think Michael Jordan's number one in NBA. Um, I don't get the LeBron and not LeBron and Michael debate. I don't get it, but people are like, well, they play 1-on-1 in their prime. You know, LeBron has the size, but Jordan can shoot from anywhere on the court. LeBron can't. LeBron's just gonna try to drive all day. Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean, not Kobe. Michael. But Kobe the same way. He'll just spot up and shoot. He can drive as well and dunk. So that's a whole different ball game. We gonna get to NBA pretty soon. NBA starting up pretty soon. Um, but yeah, I'm a Michael Jordan fan when it came to that. Kobe's probably number two, and then LeBron. I just don't think LeBron has a killer instinct that Kobe had. That instinct that Kobe had was just crazy. Yeah. He said he grew up watching Kobe. Michael was damn near done by the time I started watching him, really paying attention. So yeah, I watched. Uh, of course, when you're younger and you're rooting for I'm rooting for the Mavericks. You don't have um you don't have like, oh, I don't like this player, man. He's too good, Michael Jordan. But once they leave and you're like, damn, he was actually pretty good. You kind of miss that. You kind of miss that. Damn, he's good. Aspect. So, and that's a lot. That's a lot of players. Like when Mario Rivera retired from baseball, I was like, damn, that's the best closer. You're never gonna see a closer like that again. So there's some players
Yeah.
that you're like, you're never gonna see again like that. So, um, well, I guess. Oh, Scotty, you had a segment. My bad. It's time for your segment, Scotty.
I was gonna do some of the players of the week here for college.
Go ahead, Scotty.
All right, let me pull it up here.
See, the good thing about this, we don't have commercials, and on top of that,
Yep.
we can go as long as we want until my wife tells me to
Yep.
get off. But go ahead, Scotty.
All right. Where was it?
Tech said that he felt that about the '90s. See, I'm going back to what them real quick, Scotty. Um, in the '90s, I watched the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. I was at nine. Well, let's see, that 9 years old, 11 years old, between that ages when they were winning, and I was like excited. But I think now, if the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl, I would appreciate it more. So like I couldn't, I didn't appreciate it then. I just thought it was natural for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I saw them win it all the time. Go ahead, Scotty.
All right. I'm gonna find my notes here. Um, I know. One of them was Arch Manning, of course. Uh, we went 9 for 12, 223 yards. Then he had that 67-yard TD run.
Yeah, he was faster than I thought.
Yeah. Another one was Hunter from Colorado. Actually, he played offense and defense.
Yeah.
He had 3 tackles, I think 5 tackles and an interception. And he had 3 um, 3 touchdowns. And then Jalen Milroe had 5. He had 5 touchdowns. 12 for 17, 196 yards, and he carried 14 times for 75 yards.
Yeah, he had a hell of a game.
And then
Is that it, or you got Mo?
yeah, that's
All right. Yeah. Hunter
that's
had a
all
he had a
for
he had a
this week.
solid game. Archie Manning was the one that really surprised me. How great
Yeah,
he played. I'm not saying I didn't think he was bad, but I didn't think, especially coming in cold and still being able to throw touchdowns, especially when he took that long run, that 67-yard run for a touchdown. I was like, damn, that dude's faster than I thought. I didn't know he. Wasn't it you that said that that was that's longer than Peyton and Eli combined in college?
for what?
That's the most he ran more yards in that one play than Eli and Peyton ran their whole college career.
I don't. That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, it wasn't you. I thought it was you. I know somebody from work
No,
somebody at work may have said, "I don't have a shot, mom, but I will take a drink."
I do have another one. The freshman, he's actually a 17-year-old freshman from Alabama,
Oh
Ryan
yeah, Williams. Yeah.
Nick Saban compared him to Amani Toomer, or Amani Toomer.
Then you on old Giants.
Now I forget his name.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, Amani Toomer.
Golly.
Yeah, you compared him to Amari Cooper.
Yeah. And Cooper was good in Alabama. Just a
Yeah.
threat down the field. That's what's crazy. Mom, it's gonna be tough for the Rangers to win the World Series. Maybe not this. I don't even think they're make the playoffs this year. But next year, next year, if they can stay healthy, man, their pitching. That's what this year. Their pitching was just everybody was hurt. Everybody got hurt at one point, and it's just not been good. And then the bats haven't been hot. I don't even know what is Garcia playing right now. Like I haven't even heard anything from him. So, but Scotty, you got anything else?
I just had 2 questions.
I like questions. Go ahead.
The first one is about the G5 schools and how they're having such close games
Mm-hmm.
with some of the Power Four. And you think the teams are getting more even, or
This is what's going on, and this is what I don't think. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but I think that kids nowadays want to play now, so they're going to schools where they know they're going to want to play because they can get that NIL money. So if they're going to if they have to go to a smaller school to play now, for the next year they can see, hey, I'm a good player. I pay me. I think that's what's going on.
yeah, also I think because of they actually have something to play for. Because in the 4-team playoff, they knew they had no chance of making the playoff.
Yeah.
Now they have a spot that they can get.
Yeah. So they're playing.
So
Yeah.
I think they're actually playing for something
That's true.
more than just a bowl game.
Yeah. That's
They're getting a shot at the big.
But like I was saying too, with the kids, they're like, hey, if you're not gonna pay me, NIL money, I can go to a school where at least I can get playing time, and and these teams can see, hey, like I was saying about the Northern Illinois coach after they beat Notre Dame, he said, we basically make the players, and once they get good, they leave us. We don't get good players. The good players leave us.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on is, and it's happening faster than I thought. I thought it was going to take a couple of years because I remember we were talking a few when we were doing our brackets that I just don't see no upsets happening anytime soon, or especially in the brackets. But now with just the season in itself and how close the games have been, we might see some upsets in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So good question. That's a good question.
And my other one is, do you think we'll see 5 or possibly even more SEC teams in the playoff? Especially the way the ACC is looking some right now.
The thing is that they're gonna beat each other up. I can see, I can see a three loss SEC team in the playoffs because they're that good. I can see a 2-loss Texas team in the playoffs. I can see a 2-loss Alabama, maybe a 3-loss Georgia. I mean, I don't see Georgia losing 3 times, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you had said earlier, you had said Texas could play Georgia 3 times this year, which would be crazy. Which would be you'll play them in a couple of weeks, and then you'll play them on an SEC championship game. Then you can play them in the playoffs. How crazy is that to sit there and play one team 3 times?
Yeah.
So, can I see 5 though? I don't think. I think they're gonna knock each other out. That's what it sucks, but I guess it's good. I think they're gonna end up knocking each other out.
There's like a 3-loss SEC team gonna be chosen over a 3-loss ACC team or Big 12 team.
Yeah. What up, Coach? Thank you for joining. Scotty had a couple of questions. The first question was, do we see a upset of a Power 5 team beating a Power 4 team in the playoffs? Right? That was the question.
No, it was basically just,
I said that wrong. I said that wrong.
G5s were having close games.
Oh, that's right.
With some of the Power 4 teams.
I think I mixed both questions together. I mixed both your questions together.
And then the other one was 5 or possibly more SEC teams in the playoff.
Like I said, I don't. The teams that I can see that are actually they're for sure they're going to be in there is going to be Georgia, Texas. I see Alabama and maybe Ole Miss. Missouri, Missouri, their schedule is not strong. If they get 2 losses, I think they're out. 1 loss, they might make it. 2 losses, they're out.
Same with Tennessee. They don't have
the Tennessee's same way.
Schedule.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, coach. You just got to get it, and anything can happen. So
Yep.
that's true. That's why I said, Tech said it last week or the week. I think it was last week when he said that Northern Illinois is going to win the national championship. Get in the playoffs. Get in the playoffs. You can get in, upset a 5 seed because you're going to be a 12 seed. Upset the 5 seed, and then you may play a team who's beat up. You might beat up Texas team or Georgia team who's got them beating up somebody else, and now uh you got you're
Well, the
upsetting them. You're upsetting there, and you're down there
top
in the
four,
national championship game.
yeah, the top four seeds will be coming off a bye
Yeah, think
too.
Florida is a downgrade from Ole Miss. Florida, man, Florida teams are bad.
Right? Yeah.
Florida teams are bad. I really thought Florida. I mean, I was wrong about Florida State. I got so hyped with the DJ Uiagalelei going to Florida State thing. I didn't listen to myself. I was listening to the hype, which I always tell people not to listen to the hype.
hmm
Um,
I
Florida,
never bought into Florida State.
yeah, Florida is a downgrade from Ole Miss. Ole Miss is, I think Ole Miss is a good team. I don't think they're by any means.
Well, I think he's talking about if Lane Kiffin
Oh, whoa,
goes.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's what he said. He said right now talking about for Lane Kiffin. I think it is.
Yeah.
Why would you leave an Ole Miss team to go to a team that's trying to I mean, maybe
It'll take at least 3 years to get.
yeah. You're gonna man. Nah, I wouldn't unless. Actually, you know what? I don't even know why I didn't think about that. What you were talking about, Coach, because somebody else had brought it up to me earlier at work too. Um, was it you, Scotty, or was somebody else? Um,
Well, Lane Kiffin?
yeah, about taking
Yeah,
Florida job.
we're talking about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just don't see that. I don't see why you would do that. I mean, they may offer more money, but then again, I'll see Ole Miss matching it. Ole Miss got money, so they'll match any offer Florida's going to give
Yeah,
them.
they got a good thing going right now.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't. See, I think the Florida is a downgrade. Definitely a downgrade from Ole Miss. I mean, Florida has a lot of tradition, but Ole Miss they're right there. They're maybe I don't even know what I haven't really watched them, but their offense is powerful right now. And right now, that's what seems what's taking over a lot right now is their powerful offense. Tennessee, Ole Miss, um, you have Texas. They're all powerful offense. So, but any other questions? Anybody got anything in the chat? Um, I'm going to save the final word. If anything pops up while I'm in the chat, then I'll answer them as they pop up. But the last thing I want to say is I want to appreciate every one of y'all who comes and joins the chat that interacts with me. I love when y'all interact or y'all say something in the chat. It makes this what I'm doing right now easier. I know right now it's maybe 5 or 6 people that might be in here watching. Maybe one day it'll be 10 to 15. Maybe another day it'll be 20. Maybe one day it'll be one. I don't care if I'm talking to one. I don't care if I'm talking to 100. I just love talking. I mean, ask Scott. I talk at work all day. People tell me all day I'm the loudest person in the warehouse. I don't care. Um, but I do appreciate y'all joining, checking in. Even if you're watching for 5-10 minutes, I appreciate it. I know Scott does. We talk about it all the time at work. I appreciate you, Scott, coming in and helping me doing this too.
Yeah.
I know there's days that you're not going to be here because you have things you have to do. It is not your job to be here. You're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. We're doing this for fun. I don't make this as a job. Like literally, like I'm not lying. I sit here when I get home from work and I just write little notes down of these are notes that I'm writing down. And I got 3 pages of notes of stuff so that I have make sure I have something to talk about if nobody's even here, if or nobody's even in the chat. So yes, Coach. I covered that earlier when we were talking about Texas earlier about the quarterback controversy. Uh,
Right.
um, I think I like controversy. That's my thing. But I think you have to put Ewers back in once he's healthy. I think he deserves that. He's done everything that they've asked him to. He's come a long ways. So I think you put him back in when he gets healthy. Um, What NFL team do you see Archie playing for? Well, you know what? I don't know because
The Gi-
he's still got a couple of years. Scott said the
yeah,
Giants. I can see the Giants trying to get him because of the dad.
yeah. I knew they were at. They were looking at Ewers and they were looking at Shador Sanders.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're
They're definitely gonna be
they're
probably draft a
scouting.
quarterback
They
this
were
year.
scouting those two.
This or next year's draft actually. Next year's draft is probably going to be one of the weakest at quarterback position. There's not a lot of great quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Sanders is going to be good. Ewers is probably be good, but the only thing about Ewers is he is injury prone.
yeah. They're also looking at what's his name
Don't say
from
Beck.
Georgia.
Don't say yep. That's a Beck. You think Manny to New Orleans?
Yeah,
No, they got
yeah. Carson's back.
New Orleans is not going to sign. They got their quarterback of the future in Derek Carr. I think he only signed for a 1 year deal, but I think they're going to sign him for long term. I think it's a 1 year. I'm not 100% on Carr's deal. But again, a lot of y'all gave me input. Y'all told me, hey, how would you try this? Some days I'll have it in here, some days I won't. I'm trying different things, trying to see what y'all like, what y'all don't like. So if there's something in here y'all love that I do, let me know. I'll keep doing it. If there's something y'all say, hey, cut it out, I'll cut it out. But again, I appreciate everything y'all done. This is my 9th episode already. So some of y'all brand new who maybe seen my first two or seen my first one and seen all of them. Some of y'all just now this is your first episode. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Scotty, you got anything else you got to say?
No,
Nope. But all right, guys, ladies, thank y'all for joining. Don't forget safety first, then teamwork. Y'all have a great evening and stay out of trouble.
all
See you,
right.
Scotty.
See ya.